In this tutorial, I want to show you how to create a new document and then also put it onto Padlet. First thing we need to do is open up a new tab and go to your Google Drive. From there, you will be either creating a new file if you didn't create one in class today, or you can go to the file that you created. So I'm going to click on that. In this case, I've labeled it correctly, so it's in a format that is usable. Period number, last name, first name, title. And this is what I created in, I think it was second period. So for first period, this is the setup you want. MLA formatting. If you're using a computer, which is what you should be typing on, it'll be much easier for you to do formatting than on an iPad. At the top right corner is a header in which you have your last name, and then the page number should always change. So I will share a template for you to use if you would like, or you can just start with new. Many of you didn't start, so this will be good. I have my, in this case, the formula for the thesis, and I want you to look at the document that I gave you, the writing pro tip with the rubric. For second period, I gave you this last Friday, and for first period, I gave it to you today. It corresponds with your first writing activity that I've finished grading, and you can see your rubric on Google Docs by selecting the document you shared with me. With this activity, what I'm trying to show you is how to upload it to Padlet. If you can think of the Google Drive as a way for you to get your document together from me that's already shared for when I grade it and when I do support for you using a spreadsheet. So that's all my assessment. For you guys, when you're doing peer review, you can share it to each other. If you know how to do that, you can usually click on this shared button at the top, and then it'll generate a shared file for you, a link, or you can type in their email address. Or you can complete the same process using Padlet. And Padlet will be a way for us to publicly view each other's work as if we were putting it on the wall. So the next step is after you've completed the thesis statement. Remember, thesis statements are the main purpose of your essay. In this case, the Fahrenheit prompt had something to do with the meaning of fire in this first part of Fahrenheit 451. Meaning of fire can have lots of different sort of symbolic representations. The fire hose, the candles, analogies of Clarissa's face, and we also have the martyr component, or the sacrifice, self-sacrifice of the old woman that we just read. So those are the three that you can compare, and there's also others. I also wanted you to reveal and to talk about themes. So the second part of the prompt was to identify three meanings and connect them to two themes. Think about the themes of the novel and how these symbols of fire all relate to these different themes. Once you've completed that single complex sentence that talks about the main purpose of your essay, connecting themes and symbols, describing what those themes and symbols are, and connecting them together, you will have a good thesis statement. And every thesis statement you do should correspond to a general formula or outline of you answering the prompt with a specific position, using descriptive words to answer what is inside of the prompt. Once you have that finished and you have your MLA formatting correct, the next step will be to share anyone with a link so that they can also access it. And you also want to make sure that people can comment or edit. People can edit if they sign in. This is the widest access, and once we gain trust with each other, we can do this process. Even if people accidentally delete your work or change it, it'll have their name recorded that they've done the changing. So if someone's messing with your work, I can discipline as I need to. You can also make sure that people, if they've deleted something, you can always find it in previous versions. This is a very easy way of restoring previous versions using the document help feature. So I'm going to share the document. You can see here that it lets me copy the link. I'm going to change anyone with the link can comment. So that's what I'm going to start with. That way when they have the link, they'll click on it, embed it into Padlet, and they'll be able to document and comment on your work. You should be commenting, by the way, using the bookmark that I gave you guys last week. So I gave you guys a starter sentence, different categories of analysis and annotation. And you're going to annotate each other's work just as much as you're annotating specific texts. So after I'm done getting the shared document and I've completed my thesis statement, the next step is to go to the Padlet. So here it is, but to give you the URL, fire thesis. tiny.cc/fire thesis. The cursor was in the way. This takes you to the Padlet. Notice the prompt is up here. What are the multiple meanings of the symbol of fire and Fahrenheit 451? Identify 3 meanings and analyze how they support 2 different themes from the novel. And you can see several people have already completed partial ones with different levels of formatting. It's easy for you once you're done here and you have the correct share link. You can actually edit the work, edit and click inside of it and change it as you need to, and it'll update the embed. Again, this is akin to taking your essay and putting it on the wall and then sharing out your ideas. None of these are personal, so everyone's at different levels of writing and writing skill. And so our whole purpose, and what I'm trying to remind you guys, even though it's stressful in an iPad environment and we're trying to get things together, is that we're a team trying to work to get all of us in a place of improvement wherever we start from. So especially with technology, because I know a lot of us don't have the skills yet that we want to feel confident with these practices. So just be calm, and if you have questions, you can email me. Now, the final step would be to just double click anywhere on the sides. You can see the sides here. And you want to title it your name. Eventually we'll get to I'll make sure that there's a format for that, so you'll say like P1 Justin, or I'll separate out the Padlets for grading purposes. Then there are these different places for you to embed. You can embed a picture, you can just embed a generic file or attachment that someone downloads, a video, or even a sound file. I'm going to add an attachment, and this should just be a link from the web that I can copy and paste and submit. It's going to create the embed, and I'm going to submit it. So that is it. I hope this tutorial has been helpful. Again, email me if you have any questions.